Hello everyone, this is Jules of Multirotor Dynamics. I want to give you all a look at one of our latest projects. This is an H-Quad built for brand Primes, called the Primes Hquad. It looks fairly simple, and it is in reality, but then again it isn't. Everything had to be taken into consideration, from the placement of the flight controller to the length of the arms. It's all done in 3D space, modeled with 3D CAD software. So we know all the dimensions. We know the exact angles from the flight controller to the motors, because that's how the flight controller works. Well, anyway, this is just a look at one of the products that we have going, and it's basically built for, as you can see, aerial video. Cool thing about this Hquad is that it's really a workhorse. It can fly fast. It can carry a lot of weight. It's big enough to be very stable. It's actually bigger than a DJI Phantom by a good little bit, but it's also more robust. It's more functional. You can carry bigger cameras. You can carry larger batteries. This particular flight that you see in the video, I got about 16 minutes on. That's me flying around, as you'll see, kind of sporty. Right now I'm just demonstrating that it's super stable. This flight controller I'm running on this thing is a KK2 board. It actually has an auto level feature, but what you see right here isn't auto level at all. That's just how tuned this thing is. You can actually bring it down into a hover and pretty much walk around it, hands off the control sticks, which is what you want for a camera platform. You want something super stable. As you can see, there's a Gopro under the bottom on a brushless gimbal that can be tilted. I'll demonstrate it later on in the video. Silly me, I turned the GoPro on but forgot to record, so all the video you'll see is pretty much gonna be from my the camera mounted on my head strap. But anyways, you can see how stable, how quick this platform actually is. Like I said, you can see it pretty much just hovers, hands off. That's me walking around it, showing you how stable it is. I wouldn't suggest you get this close and try to touch it, because the blades on this thing are 10 inches. But anyway, you can see how fast it just gets away from you. Like you can move, you can follow cars, you can follow sporting activities. You can do a lot with this platform. It's super stable, as you may be able to see. It's gonna be way above the tree line at a pretty good distance, and I'm in complete control. The remote I'm using is a Turnigy X9. It's a remote that we can get, or you can buy yourself, but it's a great remote control. I would almost argue that this remote is almost better, or probably is even in a lot of aspects better than the remote that I personally use, which costs about 5 times what this remote costs. When we ship quads or tris or hexes or octocopters or any of our multi-rotors, it's a remote that we suggest, because it's modular, meaning you can change the frequency on it. You can put a long range module in it and actually have control over models over multiple miles. It's 5 miles easy, in ideal conditions further than that. But the way the remote comes is 2.4 gigahertz, which is what everybody normally flies with. And as you can see, I got plenty of distance out of it. You can probably get probably a little better than a quarter of a mile in ideal circumstances with this remote control. And I mean, like, as you can see, this thing is just like basically buttery smooth. That has a lot to do with how we dialed in the flight controller. I will say the flight controller has some kind of weird tendencies from time to time. I haven't quite worked out, but 99% of the time it flies pretty much perfect. As you can see, there's some kids walking up. I try to answer all questions that I get asked while I'm flying. And if you're not a people person, a quadcopter, tricopter might not be for you, because kids and adults just love to come up and ask questions, and the kids are our future. So we try to answer all questions and answer them, as best we can, with what we know, and try to put it in a way that is easy for kids to understand, and people that are haven't had experience with it. The media's kind of hyped them as being these evil drone vehicles, which we don't even call them drones at all. They're multi-rotors. They're not gonna go off and fly on their own and do other tasks. And even military drones typically have someone hands on the controller wherever it is in the world at all times. So drones is largely a misconception. As you can see, I'm just really enjoying flying around this field when it's not 200 degrees in the Louisiana sun, and just showing off, showing the kids what cool that we actually made it, and answering all kind of questions. I actually turned the GoPro down. I don't know you can see it, but I tilted it down from the remote control, and they were trying to chase it around the park. And as you can see, they're really no match for the speed that this thing can put out. And I'm not even flying out full out. I'm just kind of cruising. Anyway, I decided to bring it in and let them check it out. Um, you know, it's pretty robust, solid platform. It's pretty much a really easy build. Typically, the legs that you see on it, we don't put on our quadcopters. This was done specifically for Brandon's because it uses a brushless GoPro gimbal. You can check out some of my other videos. It basically makes the video buttery smooth. They were asking what the lights were for. That's our low voltage alarm. So once it starts beeping, you need to get on the ground. But typically we fly by a clock. It's kind of like a secondary precaution in case you forget to start the clock on the remote or something like that. It'll beep to let you know that you need to get out there immediately because the batteries are pretty much kaput. But anyway, they want to check out the camera on the front, and you can see in the video kind of how it moves. And I'm taking it off so you can check it out flying again. You can see how it smoothly just transitions from a hover into a glide sideways. And this is me just strafing them as they were leaving. It should have been a good shot, but the GoPro wasn't on. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to get with us. We're Multirotor Dynamics at Facebook. So facebook.com/Multirotor Dynamics.